Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Bo. So another Gamer Grub episode today, all about how to make you the king of the Super Bowl. Even if you're gonna watch it, who cares? Essentially, I'm gonna show you how to make a really easy drumstick, well, i.e. chicken drumstick recipe that only involves a little bit of prep work, essentially a Ziploc bag and a little bit of spices. So it's pretty easy. The nice part I like about these chicken drumsticks rather than something like chicken wings, because chicken wings are like $2.60 a pound. These are 99 cents a pound. So you could either roll up to the party with 10 pounds of drumstick, well, 10 pounds of wings for what, 25 bucks it's gonna cost you? Or 25 pounds of drumsticks. Now you tell me, which one's gonna make you the bigger hero? Anyway, let's get started. So here's what you need to get started. You're gonna need a half sheet pan with a little dryer rack thing, usually used for cookies. I would recommend a couple rubber gloves, or latex, or whatever you say, so that way you don't get chicken grease and juice all over your hands. A 1 gallon Ziploc bag, and of course, some chicken. So, how about we get this party started? Making the rub for our chicken drumsticks is really easy. We're gonna start off with a good core ingredient, fresh cracked black pepper, 1 tablespoon. This is pink Himalayan salt, but you can use whatever you want. I suggest using kosher and don't use table salt. It'll taste like crap. So use kosher salt or this stuff, 1 tablespoon. 1 teaspoon of brown sugar. We don't want too much sweetness, but just enough to kind of help out the flavor. Now for the next set of ingredients we have here, it's 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of paprika. Paprika will give a nice red orangey color and add a little flavor depth, mostly smoky because it's a smoky paprika. That one right there is 1 tablespoon of onion powder because it's delicious. 1 teaspoon of chili powder. This can be the dark or light, whatever you like, you can add, but it just adds a little bit of flavor, a little bit of hit in the tongue. 1/2 teaspoon of ground mustard because it will add a nice undertone and help to lift the dish. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of ginger. Ground ginger. You can add that if you want, but it adds a real hot spice and just kind of a nice, it'll really complement nicely with the brown sugar. You'll see when you mix it all together, it makes a really, really nice rub. So take all this, mix it in a bowl, and let's start adding chicken to a bag and get this puppy going. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and get our plastic bag together, and I put it inside this little guy here, so in case there's any, we're gonna put it in the fridge to let it chill out. So this way, if there's any juice or a hole in the bag or something, it doesn't go inside your fridge, it stays contained. So that's a good idea. First thing you wanna do is take a little bit of that rub, just throw it in the bottom there, because it's where that's where some of our chicken is gonna go, obviously. So we're gonna put some chicken on there. So to let you guys know, it's about 4 pounds of chicken. So I know for my smoker that we're gonna be using in this one, it takes about 4 pounds of chicken. All right, so I just want to throw in a good chunk of chicken here. Okay, and then take a little bit rub, squish it around in there. All right, we're gonna eventually use most of this, so don't worry about it. But, bloop. Nice thing about one of these, using a plastic bag rather than just having like a big bowl, is just that all of your rub gets used. So if you did this in a bowl, right, you're gonna waste a ton of rub because the rub will be stuck to the outside of the bowl. This way, when you do it, you've got your chicken. For you guys who are looking at that thinking, man, it looks a little bit weird. It's like, yeah, well, it was half frozen, so some parts may not look that good, but as soon as you'll see, it'll be fine in a bit. So then throw the rest of your chicken in. Wow, that's incredibly annoying. Okay, here we go. Okay, and last little bits. So I'm doing this in stages, as you can see, because I want to make sure it's an even spread. Now, I'm not overly concerned that, we just like dump all of it in there. But what I want is a nice even coating of our rub all along it. So what you can do is take the bag, run it like this, close the top, and just shake it around a little bit. That's the easiest way to do this, okay? And the best part about that bag is, again, nothing gets wasted, nothing goes bad. We're gonna use everything. Now, if you wanted to, you could stop right here, throw it in the oven, in the fridge, let it chill for a little while, and then use it when you need it. But there's one thing we're gonna do that's gonna turn this from a 7 to a 10, and here's what it's gonna be. The magic secret ingredient is adding chicken broth to your wings. Now, we did the rub. People are gonna say, well, Bo, if you did the rub, what's the point in doing a rub if you're just gonna put water on top of it? Well, we're not gonna be agitating the bag. So as soon as we put the water in there, it's gonna basically just sit and rehydrate a lot of the chicken. Try not to agitate it too much. I mean, granted, if it kind of jimmers around a little bit, it's okay. But trust me, when we pull this out in an hour or two, all of the rub is gonna stick right where we wanted it. This would be great. So let's put this in the fridge and wait for a bit to let this do its thing. About maybe an hour or two. You can do it overnight if you want, but about 2 hours is pretty good. All right, so the next thing we're doing is just taking the chicken out of the bag and putting it onto a drying rack. What the drying rack's gonna let it do is get some of that moisture off the chicken. So again, the beef broth, like the chicken broth stuff, is great at helping to get flavor into the chicken meat, to help dispense those spices out a little bit, and really rehydrate some of those chicken legs that may or may not have let a lot of their juice out during the process of storing the meat. Also, one critical aspect is if you're going to put this in the oven or the smoker, the dryness of the skin on the outside will help dictate whether or not the smoke will stick to it. Again, if you want that crispy skin, the more water you get rid of initially, the better. So here we are over at the smoker, Didi Crockett Green Mountain Grill. Friggin' awesome. Wi-Fi enabled, basically set a temperature, it stays at temperature. You gotta get one if you need one. So what we're gonna do here is, again, we've got our chicken all laid out. I know this smoker will basically let me put whatever can fit on this tray in the smoker here. So you wanna get yourself a nice pair of gloves, and then we're gonna go put this stuff on the smoker. Open up the grill. You wanna try to do skin side down for the first bit. So. And if it isn't that way, that's fine. Ain't the big deal. After letting your chicken cook for about 25 minutes, you're gonna come back and flip the chicken. If it's starting to look a little bit done or crispy, this is the time to start moving your meat around, depending on how your grill works out. But in my case, it was looking really good. The target temperature is 165 degrees. So guys, here we go. Our chicken is now complete. Came off the smoker, looks delicious. Hey Kaito, what do you think of this? Does it look good? Mind if Daddy takes a little bite? That's so good. Oh my gosh, try a little bite of that. Look how crispy that skin is. So adding that little bit of sugar helps a bunch, as well as the soak, and making sure for sure that you get the chicken as dry as possible before it goes on your smoke, so either on your oven or in your smoker. So Kaito, do you think people should try making this? Yeah? Do you like Daddy's chicken? It's going after that crispy skin. Going after that crispy skin. Try this side. Yarr. Ah, that's a big one. That's a big one. So anyways, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But yeah, this is a super easy recipe. You can make tons of this stuff up front. You may not get the crispy chicken skin, because if you put it in like a little, here, there you go. Ah, there we go. That's good. If you put it into like a little pan or something, the skin might not be as good, but the meat is gonna be amazing. So, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys thought, and we'll see you on the next Gamer Grub. Hey Kai, give me a kiss. Ah, okay, see ya.